Good morning, everyone. This is Gina and Ed Bender. We're ambassador partners with Victory Nutrition. It's our honor to be here today. It's actually Leap Day. It's February 29th, which only comes around every 4 years. So we're glad to be here. We're excited because we have two very special guests that are going to be on the call a little bit later in the webinar. One is going to be dialing in by phone as she is traveling, and the other gentleman will actually be on his computer. So you got to stay on to the end and get to meet these two partners. They've been very successful. They're out there moving the ball forward. But before we get started with introducing them, we're going to go through just a few slides. We know we've got some new people on the call today. I know we've got actually a prospect on the call that was invited by one of our guests. And we have some I believe we have some preferred customers on the call too that's actually looking at becoming a partner. So again, we're excited to be able to share. And I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint so we can go over some important information with you. I am really big on sharing this information, the upcoming events, because in my opinion, you have to build from event to event if you want to build a successful business. So next week is going to be an exciting week because on Monday, we're going to have Bill Downs, our founder and CEO, and Steve Kushner on. They do this call every first Monday of the month. It's our VNI monthly corporate product call. And it's at 8 p.m. Eastern. This is a dial-in call. So you want to dial, if you're listening by phone, jot this down. It's 701-801-2008. Again, 701-801-2008. Mark your calendar. You do not want to miss that call. It is one of my very favorite calls of the month, and it's also some it's a favorite for many other partners too. And then Tuesday, we're going to have our BNI monthly kickoff call, and that is with our president and COO, Jeff Hooks. That's always a great call too. He talks about, happenings with BNI, so you want to tune into that. That's also a dial-in call, 701-801-2008. That call is at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then again on Thursday, we do this every week, so the partners need to definitely put this down in their calendars. But every Thursday, we do a product and business webinar. A lot of weeks, Bill shares with us. He does the first part of the call, which covers the products, and Jeff or a special guest will cover the business aspect of VNI and how you can share and help others and create what I like to call thank you checks. So that's going to be Thursday, March 5th at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can actually watch that live on a webinar, or you can dial in and listen by phone. And then again, next Saturday, we will have our next partner training webinar. That's Saturday, March 7th. At 11 a.m. Eastern. Again, you can watch live or you can dial by phone. So be sure and mark this down, and we'll show you how you can get to this information. If you log into your website, if you're brand new, your website is VNI, which stands for Victory Nutrition International, VNI.life, not .com. I know that sometimes people get a little confused, but it's VNI.life. When you log into your website, you're able to go to, if you see here on the left-hand side, if you just go to calendar of events, if you click on calendar of events, this is going to come up. And I'm actually depicting here the calls next week. You can see which one are actually calls. And well, actually, all of them are dial-ins, but 2 of those are webinars. So be sure and mark that in your calendar. Okay, so we want to talk a minute about the team and VNI and corporate training. If you miss a corporate call or training webinar, you can always go back and listen or watch the training. VNI, our marketing team, does a phenomenal job of recording all the events and getting them up on the website.
The reason you want to watch them live is because then you can pick and choose which ones you really like and which ones you want to expose to your potential prospects or potential partners.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point, Ed. Okay, the conference calls and the webinars are located again in your VNI back office. And so you can always go there and watch them. And also the webinars are on the VNI YouTube channel, and they're also on the VNI Life app. So if you're a partner, you get that VNI Life app, which is just an incredible tool that we use to share with prospects and others. So again, here's a depiction of the VNI Life site. And as you can see up at the very top beside the VNI logo, you'll see the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest social media tabs. So Suzanne Brady, she's the director of marketing. She does a phenomenal job in her team of putting information up into these tabs. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on LinkedIn or Twitter, make sure you take, 5 minutes and go in and subscribe to these channels, because they really put out some great information. So I want to talk a minute about the VNI team. Ed and I are here today supporting you and doing this webinar. And as the company grows, we're going to have other top leaders do this. But you have a great support team with the VNI corporate support and also with your partners. Your partners are your sponsor and your upline team. So I want to take a minute and talk about some of these people that Ed and I love dearly and that we get to work with. Now, why would I want to take time to do that? It's important because I do a lot of three-way calls. We as partners have to believe, number one, in what we're doing, and we also have to believe in the people that we're working with. We've had and bonded and built relationships with our corporate team over not only since Victory launched January 15th of 2014, but Ed and I actually have known and met each one of our corporate support team prior to launching Victory Nutrition. This business is all about relationships, relationship building. So Ed and I had the opportunity well over 2 decades now to meet Bill Downs and his wife Kim Downs, who are our founders and CEO of Victory Nutrition International. We fell in love with Bill many years ago. He was a product formulator in the ingredients business, brought incredible products to market that were truly life-changing back in the 90s. And through that, we were able to learn more about Bill, believe in him, know that he's a man of integrity that loves and truly wants to give back and help people.
Now when Bill brought a product to us, or any company we were with, Bill would always create a product that did, absolutely work with the body, was user-friendly, just like the products we have now. The problem with that is, he usually brought high-quality ingredients, always brought high-quality ingredients. The owners of the companies would sometimes change the formulas or change the ingredients because he would formulate it, they would change it. The product would work at first and then it would stop working. That's why Bill really started this company. He was tired of seeing people change the products that he created. He said, if I want to do this, I have to do it right. And I have to create products for my own company. That way he's assured they're never going to be changed.
Yeah, exactly. And Bill always let us know, whether we took products that he helped formulate or him being in the ingredients business for 24 years, he knew which products were backed by clinical assays and real science. And so if the products change, he, being an insider in that industry, would let us know if the company would change a product that he formulated. So Bill is a man of integrity, and, we would have never known about Victory if we hadn't met Bill over 20 years ago and built a relationship with him. And I want to speak a minute about Jeff Hooks. Jeff is our president and our COO. Jeff, we love dearly. We actually met Jeff maybe a couple years, maybe 2 years prior to even meeting Bill Downs. We were with a company that was based here in North Carolina. Jeff was one of the top corporate team partners with that company. And again, a man of integrity. And over the years, Jeff's been very successful in the industry. He has been a partner, rep with other companies. He has been able to build a 7-figure income. He's helped open new markets, international markets. But he's also a businessman, and that's what we love about Jeff. He is well-rounded in this industry and knows all aspects of it. And fortunately, 4 years ago, Ed said, we really need Jeff Hooks to take a look at Victory Nutrition.
And Jeff was on Gina's chicken list. She didn't want to call him at all. And I said, I'll call Jeff. I don't have any problem calling Jeff. And I called him. We told him that he really needs to meet with Bill Downs, and we told Bill a little bit about him.
Yeah,
and that led to what it is today.
Yeah, so long story short, Jeff came on board as an advisor to Bill and Kim Downs, and Jeff realized from the very first meeting that with Bill and Kim, this wasn't about making money. It was about helping people. I remember Jeff saying at their first meeting, which was going to last maybe an hour, it ended up being, I believe, a 4-hour meeting. And he said Bill never mentioned money. It was all about how he could help people and bring great products to market. And so that was the very beginning for us with Jeff. He canceled and was an advisor for 2.5 years. And then I guess about 19 months ago, Jeff came on board as our president and COO. So we're very blessed. You got to have the right people in the seats to move a company forward. And Jeff was one of the pieces of the puzzle that we needed in Victory. And, shout out to Jeff if you go back and listen to this. But, thank you for what you've done in the past 19 months, and we're so much better because of you being here. And then I got to talk about Steve Kushner. We met Steve probably 10 years ago with another company. He was a formulator of a great product that we were using, and actually Steve wasn't with it. He had already left that company, but the product was there. And long story short, Bill and Steve connected after that company went out of business, and we met Steve then. And grew to love Steve as well, because he's another man with heart, another man with integrity. Sometimes I reach out to Steve. I did 3-way calls with Steve several times.
And the difference between Bill and Steve is this. If you ask Bill what time it is, he'll tell you how to build the watch. If you ask Steve what time it is, he's going to tell you exactly what time it is and go on to tell you why the product's great.
Two great men with two great talents.
Very different when you talk to each one of them. Both of them great, though.
But they're both like kids in a sandbox. They love what they do. Both have these awesome gifts and talents in the scientific field, many years of research. And then, so I'm going to jump down to, as you can see, we have Craig Fleming, and Craig is the director of our customer care. Now, fortunately for Victory Nutrition, we wanted to bring Craig on in the very beginning, but he had other commitments. So it was probably about 6 or 8 months later, after Victory was up and running, Craig was able to come on board full-time with us, and he is a gem of a person. He has an incredible customer care team. Ours is the best. I mean, if you ever get an opportunity to reach out to Craig, you're going to love him, and he's got a great customer care support team.
All the customer care people.
Yeah, all of them. We've got a great team. I won't mention them all right now, but they're just awesome. And then we have Suzanne Brady, who is the director of marketing. And I work close with Suzanne because I'm a little bit of a geek when it comes to not only electronics and computers. I just love gadgets, but I love developing tools to help me in the business. You don't have to do that. You just be ignorance on fire and go out there and share. But if you do like doing social media, make sure whatever you develop that you run it by Suzanne, because we are going to be a $500 million company. You need to treat Victory Nutrition as it is already a $500 million a year company. So Suzanne helps me. She critiques what I do. And when I come out with a finished product, it's going to look great because I know I've got more than just 2 eyes on it. Suzanne looks at it, as well as she can have her marketing team as well look at some of the things that we put out. These are some of our whys and desires of why we do Victory Nutrition. We've been able to buy a new car. We were driving a Jeep that we had for 10 years with over 200,000 miles on it. And I don't have really good vision, so I wanted a car that kind of could self-drive. So we were able to get one of the cars that I wanted, which was a dream car. It's a Tesla, so we've got that. We were able to quit our jobs early on in building B&I. For a very short period of time, Ed had to work a full-time job. We were taking care of his mom. But as we built Victory Nutrition, we were able to create the residual income that allowed Ed to go full-time with me. We have time freedom. We do what we want, when we want to do it. We love to travel. We just got back from Anguilla, and I don't know where the Envoy trip will be next year, but, get back with your partner upline, your sponsor.
Or just watch the video on the banner, because it was an awesome trip.
Yeah, absolutely. We're able to help with our church because now we have the time freedom to do that. We're able to participate and do things that we weren't able to do. Are we debt free? No, but that is one of our goals. I have this thing called loving to shop, but I only buy things at great bargains. I'm a great shopper, so I can give you some secrets on that off the side of B&I. But our goal is to become debt free and to be able to help others become debt free. We do earn a very good residual income, probably in the top 1% of the U.S. of what we're earning. And anybody can do it. I have a high school education, so does Ed. We didn't go to college for 4 years, but we had the desire, which is one thing I can say Ed and I have always had when it comes to this industry, is desire to help others. So figure out what your desire is and why you want to build Victory Nutrition. And there's some things I want to cover quickly. We cover these pretty much every week because we have new partners on every week. But there are some important things that you need to do to be successful. You have to use the products, and we have a depiction here, and I'm going to have Ed actually show our product because we are a product of the product. We use the Protovite every day. I love the 30-ounce bottle. It's convenient. You use the top as the measure. When we traveled, when we went to Anguilla, we took our little 3-ounce bottle of Protovite, which is, by the way, a 10-day supply. You just add water to it, to the cap. And so anyway, that comes with 3 bottles that are 3 ounces each. And we also took the Protovite Moments, which Ed is showing there. Those you do not have to refrigerate. So if you're not packing, if you're not checking luggage, so to speak, then you can use the Moments, put those in your purse or your briefcase. Now, we also use the Brain Reward. I take 6 capsules first thing in the morning, so does Ed, and we use the DNA Design Precision Nutrition for us, which is the Polygen formula. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. I do 6 Brain Reward to 3 Polygens. And when we travel, we also take little packets of Brain Reward so we don't have to take the bottles.
Easy to stick in your pocket, take them on the run.
Yep, absolutely. And then at nighttime, we do the Insort. Ed has a box by his bed on his nightstand. I do as well. Very easy to take. It's also, it's kind of a honey consistency with an orange flavor. Real easy to take, tear the top off, and use it. So the only way you're going to know how well these products work is if you use them. So do be a product of the product. Use the products. That's the first thing you need to do to achieve success. Then you need to learn to share the products, and we'll get into more about that and how you can use the B&I Life app.
Yeah, if you're a partner, if you're a preferred customer, you find yourself sharing the product, you might want to consider becoming a partner.
Yep, absolutely. And here's a depiction of the B&I Life app, which you can download on your smartphone, whether it be an Android or it be an iPhone. So this is the best tool we've ever seen in the marketplace as far as with relationship marketing, because this makes it easy now to share videos, we can share audios, we can share PDFs. And the really cool thing about this app is it lets you know immediately when someone opens it and whether they watch the video 10%, 50%, or 100%. So that lets you know immediately, and it also cues you in that you need to follow up. So also, if you want to just get involved with Victory and share with others and create thank you checks, that's awesome, guys. You can create some real residual income by just bringing on preferred customers. But if you want to take your V&I business to the next level, then identify some partners that you love and care about that are holding their hand up and saying, hey, I want to create some income too. Then we want to help and teach you and show you how to teach others how to use and share the products. And again, the V&I Life app is a big part of that. But that's really the key to building the long-term residual, is to use the products and share the products and teach others to use and share the products. You want to share every day. If you're using the V&I Life app, we say 1 a day, 5 in play. That's 20 contacts a month. Anybody part-time, very, very part-time can do that. 2 a day, 10 in play. You know, that's easy to do too. That takes maybe 10, 15 minutes to sit down, pull up your app, figure out who you want to share with today. Better yet, before you send them the video, pick up the phone and contact them, especially if you're brand new, because you're going to be excited. I know we've got some people on the phone today. I know Glenn's listening in. He's a prospect.
And also Gary.
And Gary's listening in, who's a brand new preferred customer who is considering becoming a partner. And he brought Glenn to the table. And Glenn's really excited, and Glenn wants to get the product, go out there and share it. And you can do that. Anybody can do this on a part-time basis. The app just makes it easier to do.
You could go full-time if you want. I mean, there's definitely money available for full-time people, but part-time allows you to do whatever you're doing on a daily basis now and create a side gig, as Jeff likes to call it, and really create some extra income or pay for your products, whichever you want to do.
Yep, absolutely. So what could the products or business do to help that individual get where he or she wants to go? Well, it depends on, what their needs are, but you need to help identify their why. Why do they want to get involved with the business? Well, I know a lot of people want to get involved because they want to improve their health. We always wanted to maintain good health and also improve it too. But again, there is an opportunity here to create thank you checks and monthly residual income. So, just keep that in mind. Okay, so your V&I business, I'm going to cover this real quickly before we bring on our guests, but we talk about your list. Ed and I are from the old school. We believe in putting together a list. Now our contact list is in our V&I Life app. I've got several thousand people in my phone.
Yeah, so everybody's got a lot of numbers in their phone, and really that's the best list to pull from, because if they're in your phone, you've obviously talked to them at some point or another. Facebook and Twitter and all that are great, but your phone is your best
source. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Time management, you have to decide, what do you want out of your V&I Life business? If you tell us, hey, I want to become a director in 30 days, that's going to be a lot harder than saying I want to do it over the next 6 months. Can it be done? Absolutely. We've got people listening in like Cynthia Sauer that I believe did it in the first 5 weeks. She was what I call excited, saw a difference in the product, went out there and just shared it with a lot of people. It's all about desire, but figure out how much time you're willing to put into your business. If all you can put in is 15 minutes a day, one of our top leaders, Ken Nasmith, when he came on board, he said, hey, all I've got is 15 minutes a day, but he figured out how to make that 15 minutes a day count for him, and he's been able to build to executive director and doing it on a very part-time basis. One of the keys is learning to use the presentations and doing follow-up with three-way calls. We're going to talk about that with our guests. I'm not going to spend time on it right now, but three-way calls is huge if you want to build a business. So just keep that in mind. Use your team support to do the three-way calls. Not only are Ed and I available, but your sponsors should be available. If you don't know who your upline is, your support team, then you can always contact customer care and they can tell you who is willing to help. We've even, as I mentioned earlier, we did three-way calls with some of our corporate team. I have a webinar lined up with Jeff and Bill with a couple of prospects and one of my partners in Canada. We're going to do that next week. So they are available too to help. Now, as I mentioned here, corporate support, you can see we've got Bill, Jeff, Craig, and Suzanne, who are willing to help you build your business. You know, events are important too. I mentioned events in the beginning, and we have 4 events next week. These are phone/webinar events, but another event could be a three-way call. It could be a one-on-one, a two-on-one, you know, taking someone out for a cup of coffee or taking them out to lunch or dinner, doing a product presentation in your home, inviting a few people over, letting them experience the prototype, showing the 7-minute video of what these products can do for them. There's lots of ways to do events. You know, again, so it's important to also, you know, consider, you know, developing.
Put some time aside.
Yeah, put some time aside and do some personal growth. I was really slack on this. I wasn't good at really listening to audiobooks. And that was one of the things Jeff said early on when he came on board, is to, you know, spend some time on yourself. And I'm so glad we did. I've picked up so many nuggets and tidbits from other people who have been successful. So we're never too old to learn. You know, I love Audible. It's $14.95 a month. I can download books and I can learn.
And this is my slide. I said, leave the science to the scientist. And the reason I said that, you know, we've got V&I Science. If you're a scientific type person, if you want to know the ins and outs of how the product works, there's a site that we've got that's available to you to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. So VNIScience.com. Now, Bill Downs and Steve Kushner helped and start this company. But as this company grew, they brought on Dr. Dabachi, and they also brought on Dr. Kenneth Blum. We have an incredible scientific board that has well over 150 years of combined clinical research. That is important, guys. You know, I don't know everything about these supplements. I know they work. A lot of this has to do with trust. That's why you want to do 3-way calls. If you're brand new to the company, you don't know enough yet, do 3-way calls. I promise you, you're going to learn a lot if you do it with me.
And I can tell you this from personal experience. We've had people call us up and they're excited about a new company they joined. And they're excited about a particular ingredient in that product. And when we look on the back of our bottle, we've already got it in our product. I mean, it's already being used in combination with it. And we've got science on our finished product. Most companies, in fact, I can't think of any companies that have science truly on their finished products. Ours are completed products, and we've got science backing up what we say.
Yeah, absolutely. So keep in mind 150 plus years of combined clinical research. That is absolutely huge. If other companies say they have the science, ask them to show you where the science is so you can look at it. But don't go out there and try to find every little new ingredient out there. You have to trust Bill Downs and Steve Kushner, you know, Dr. Blum and Dr. Bocci. These guys are experts in their field.
They're on the cutting edge all the time.
All the time.
If it's new and out there, they know about it.
Yes, absolutely. So I just wanted to reiterate that. Okay, so how do you make your dreams come true with Victory Nutrition International? Jeff talks about breaking zero. You know, sponsor a new partner or a new PC every single month, but you really don't want to stop there. And we'll go to the next slide.
Yeah, but you can really, you know, you can make it a goal to sponsor somebody every day, a partner or customer every day, or one a week, or one a month. It really is a matter of time, and how fast you're wanting to do that is to what your income potential is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a very special guest today, and we'll be having a fireside chat. One of the subjects I really want to share today is 3-way calling and why it's important that you learn to do it the right way. One of the keys to a successful 3-way call is to learn to be quiet. When you listen, you will learn how to teach this to your own team. It's important to take notes, and we'll explain why. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to ask my first guest, Miss Rebekah Sidden, to join us. Rebekah is driving, so she'll need to, and her daughter is with her, Alana Lee is with her. And while she's getting on, I'll tell you, I've known Rebekah now for several years and absolutely love this gal. She's one of the hardest workers I know in Victory Nutrition. She is the director with VNI. And Rebekah, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Now, are you driving?
No, Atlanta Lee's driving.
Okay, awesome. That makes me feel a lot better. Okay. So I'm so glad that you took time out of your schedule, but you're one of those people that, does what it has to take to be successful. There's people out there that say they want to do this, but they may, contact one person a month and they think they're out there building a business. To me, that's not even spare time. You're out there moving the ball forward every single month. And I know because you're part of my team. And I looked to see what you had accomplished this month. I know that you brought on a brand new partner who is a doctor, and I know that you brought on a couple of preferred customers. So if you don't mind, Rebekah, we're having this fireside chat. I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and so just share from your heart and let us know, number one, your background. Share with us your background because we have a lot of new people on the call, and I think it's good that they get to know your partners and what they do.
Okay. I've been an insurance agent for 21 years. I've always been interested in alternative health because I've had a lot of health issues over the years. When my youngest daughter was an athlete in middle school, she was the overall female runner for cross country, both 7th and 8th grade. And when she got to be a freshman, she couldn't run because she had inflammation in her lung. So that's why I got involved with Victory Nutrition, just to help her. And I ordered it for her for, 9 or 10 months, just giving her the product. After that, I started taking the product and saw an increase in my health as well. And as an insurance agent, I'm seeing lots of people, and a lot of people are not always healthy. And so I would refer them to Gina and Denise, to help them with these supplements. To my unbeknownst to me, they were putting these people in as partners or as customers for me. And I started receiving thank you checks. So I really didn't get started in this I started Victory Products just to help my family and myself and a few friends, but not intending to be a partner. About a year and a half ago, maybe, Gina asked me to really take a look at what this business model looks like. And after reviewing that and the quality of the products, I decided, I'm going to go all in. I want to be a partner that is vigilantly helping people every month. And so I try to help, as many people as I can. I'm looking at people that I'm involved with every day, whether I'm sitting with them for health insurance and wanting to see if they want to have better health through supplementation, or if they're coming in and they have a child that has, some neurological issues, or if they're an athlete or they have kids or athletes. One thing that I say is I'm always looking for people that would be interested in our products. So yesterday I was standing in the food line checkout, and the lady behind me was buying gluten-free products. And I asked her, I said, do you have gut issues? And she said, yes. I said, are you open to looking at some supplementation that would help heal your gut? And she said, yes. So I have her write down her email and her name, and I send her some information from this wonderful app. So I'm always looking for and being aware of, who these products might be able to help.
Exactly. So you do what Jeff says about make a friend, find a need, and transfer the feeling. And
Yes.
that's, and you really walk the walk. You're out there. You're always prepared. And you actually shared with me what you do. You showed me what you did one day with your app, and you just pull it up and you hit the plus button, and you even let them just put their information right into the app.
Yes.
It's really easy, and it's right there. You don't have to put it in the contact. You put it right into the app and send the information right away if you choose to do so.
That's right. That's the easiest thing. This app is the most phenomenal product we have.
And it it sends a video to them right then. You could tell if they opened it. You could tell them how long they looked at it. If they looked at it 10%, 50%, or 100%, which really qualifies them as a true prospect. If they only looked at 10% of it, they may be just putting their toe in the water. But if they watched it all the way through, then to get back with that person and talk to them about what they've seen on the video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Follow up is the key. One of the new customers that I have this month, I helped her niece 2 years ago when she ate some gluten, was having a terrible attack. They were getting ready to send her to the hospital. And I said, do you mind if I share these products with her and see if it'll help her? And those, we'll do anything. And within 20 minutes, the pain stopped. Now, I followed up, a few weeks after that, even a couple months, and then nothing ever happened. And then 2 years later, she calls me and says, okay, I've done this, this, and this. It's not working. 2 years ago, you helped me, and I've been trying to track you down. Finally found you, and now I want to get the products.
Now, 2 years ago, we didn't have this app. We've only had this app for a short period.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm just saying, you're always dropping seeds and looking for people, and you never know when they're going to be ready to jump on board with you.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. It is about going out there and planting the seeds and doing it every single day. You treat BNI as a business. This is a plan A for you. I know you mentioned you've been in the insurance business 21 years, and you've built, a nice business there. You have gifts and talents that, everybody has specific gifts and talents. Your gift and talent is you'll talk to anybody. You're very receptive to talking to people. And but the one thing that you are doing right every time is you are doing three-way calls. And you've learned from the three-way calls that if you do them correctly, you're building third-party credibility, and also you're seeing a lot more closes than trying to do it yourself. Is that what seems to be happening with you, Rebekah?
Did we lose you, Rebekah?
We might have lost her.
That's all right. Tell them what three-way calls are, Gina.
Okay, so let's talk about three-way calls real quick before we bring on our next guest.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes, sorry about that.
Okay.
Going through the mountains.
Okay, so I was asking, one thing you do correctly is you have utilized your sponsor and your upline to do three-way calls. Even though
Yes.
you can do it on your own, Rebekah, you know as much or more than a lot of the partners in the company, but you have been utilizing your sponsor and your upline for three ways, correct?
Absolutely. That is the most way to get credibility, is to use your sponsors, your upline for the three-way calls. I'm an insurance agent, so they're going to see me as an insurance agent. So when I get with somebody and say, hey, do you have somebody that's had this before, or do you mind speaking to somebody? I try to always text one of my upline to make sure that they're available if I know that I'm meeting with somebody. And even if I don't know that I'm going to meet somebody, it just happens organically that I need to speak with somebody, I'll still try to text them before I call to see who's available. And it's always amazing when, I just get on the phone with you or Denise or Jeff, and then I let you have it.
Yep, so you're breaking up just a little bit, Rebekah, so I'm going to let you go because I know you're in
take my
Rebekah, You're
have
good.
the picture.
We
And
appreciate
you all always can give them the information they need. And, okay.
Okay, so we're going to let you go, Rebekah, because you're starting to go in and out, but we got the gist of what you're doing, and you're a super awesome leader. You're a great partner. We appreciate you. We've got so much to look forward to in the future with V&I. You enjoy your Saturday with your beautiful daughter, Alana Lee. And Alana Lee, if you can hear me, you be careful out there on those skis and have fun. And Ed and I love you both, and we'll talk soon. So have fun, Rebekah. Okay, so what we would like to do now is bring on another dear friend and business partner, and that is Abner Fisher. So Abner is a presidential director with Victory Nutrition. He was one of the very first people that we sponsored into V&I. And let me see if Abner can get his computer up and get unmuted. There.
Thank you for bringing me on.
You're welcome, sweetie. Well, you're one of our youngest and most successful partners. If you don't mind me asking, are you like 33 now or 34? How old are you, Abner?
I think I'm 35.
Oh my goodness. Well, you were,
yeah,
he snuck up one. Well, I think you were 28 or 29 when we started Victory, and you have been very successful. And you did this on a part-time basis. So if you don't mind, share a little bit about your background.
Well, I work for a company. Well, first of all, thanks for bringing me on, and welcome everybody to the call here. I know that a Saturday is a day for, at least for me, a day that could easily be found doing something else, especially with 7 children in the house. My wife and we got 7 children. So a Saturday is usually a day, and I stay pretty busy. I got some things that quite a bit of other things that I do. So I work for a company that does mold restoration. And so we do mold remediation. We go in and a lot of homes these days have mold in them, which is making people sick. So a lot of people are starting to become aware of the problems that mold is causing. So we go in and we, sometimes have to rip out walls to get to the mold. And then we also put it back together again. So it's a great opportunity for me to be in that business and also with Protovite, because we can go in and take out the mold, get rid of the mold in their houses, but then they also need to get rid of the mold from their body. So a lot of times they ask us, if there's anything or what they should do or what they need to do to detox them from the mold that they've been exposed to. So it's a great business to be out there and help people and help them with their health, along with, having them breathe quality air in their homes as well. And then we like to travel. Our family really enjoys traveling. So we got started with RV rentals. So I have a small fleet of RVs that I rent out for people that rent to travel the world and see all the beautiful creations that God has created for us. So that's two of the main things, other than the Protovite, that I spend time with.
That is awesome. So you are one of those young entrepreneurs that's part of what we call the gig economy. So, and of course, I'm sure one of the whys that you build this business is because you like to travel as well, and you like to take your family. And also being that you have 7 children. What ages are your children?
We have 7 children. The oldest is 11 years old, and the youngest is just a little over 6 months, about 6.5 months now. So that creates a great need for some really good products to be able to manage that many children. And compliment to my wife for doing that. She takes a lot of Protovite because she needs all the energy that she can get. The more energy she has, the more she uses it.
Right. Now, does your children take the supplements as well, Abner?
Yes, absolutely. They do. And last winter and so far this winter, pretty much all the children there, with the exception of Raymond, he had to stay home one day because of the flu. But last school term, all 3 of our children that were going to school had a perfect attendance. They never missed a day from the flu or being sick, which was the only children out of the entire school that hasn't missed a day for the flu. So with the exception of Raymond for this year, he stayed home one day because he just wasn't feeling up to power. And I give these supplements the credit for that. They take Protovite every single day. We don't miss a day, rarely. And it's been getting us through these winters with the flu and yeah, just staying on top of all the health issues.
I know you're a pretty young guy and you're pretty healthy, but have you had any specific benefits from taking like Protovite, Brain Reward, or Enzor that you can think of?
The Brain Reward has helped me personally with smoking. I know smoking is an addiction that is very hard to overcome, and it takes a lot of willpower and some really good supplements. The Brain Reward got me through that. I would recommend taking lots of Protovite to anybody that's smoking. It's still going to take some willpower, but it can be done. So that was for me personally. Now, Jonathan, our 9-year-old son, has ADHD. He did get diagnosed with ADHD, so he takes the Brain Reward, and we did the GARS test on him for an additional product that we just did recently, and he was going to a special school to help him with his focus. He got very much distracted in a classroom with other things going on, so they had to put him in a special smaller school where he can have a lot more one-on-one attention. His IQ was very high, but his attention span, he just wasn't able to stay focused on his work that he was supposed to do. But now this month, he's actually getting put back into the regular classroom. And I think that was probably a lot of the additional product from the GARS test that he's taking, that they now see that he needs to go back to the regular classroom for, because he doesn't have a lot of competition in a special school. He's more by himself. He's not competing with other children his age. So they feel that his need now is to get to more students his age to compete with them better. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. Well, one thing I want to mention too, Abner, I know you and I go back and add to even before Victory Nutrition. So, you know, you were part of our warm market and we were part of your warm market. And I remember prior to Victory Nutrition launching, when we were talking about doing pre-launch and working with Bill Downs, actually you reached out to Ed and me, and I think it was for another opportunity, and we were able to share with you what we were doing, which did pique your interest. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe you reached out directly to Bill and went and met with him and went to the warehouse and realized this was an opportunity that you wanted to be a part of. So we're very grateful for that you reached out to us first. And we're grateful we were able to build enough belief in the opportunity in Bill. Of course, you knew Bill as well. So that made it a little easier for you to take that closer look. So you started in your warm market with us, and of course you were warm market as well to us, which made it easier for us to get involved with each other. So when we started Victory, did you work in your warm market?
I did. We spent a lot of time, just going around and talking, doing a lot of word of mouth, and sharing the products and asking for referrals, or they, after they tried the products, they wanted to refer us to people. I always tell people that this company is one of the first ones that I've been involved with that actually works the way that network marketing should work. They refer us to people because of the benefits that it's done for them, not because they're pressured or feel the need to do that in order to sponsor more people to make an income. Most of our people back then were customers that were referring us to other people because of what it's done to them. And that created some really good customers that stayed with the product because it was doing what it was doing. Not that they were expecting an income from it. It was because the products worked, and we grew very fast that way.
Right, absolutely. And actually, Victory Nutrition launched up there in your market, up in the Lancaster, Pennsylvania area with the Amish and the Mennonites. So we're very grateful We love Pennsylvania. We love coming up there. We love the people. And you still have a very strong customer base of the people that started with us back 6 years ago, which is amazing.
Correct. Yep, we do.
Yeah, so that's one thing that, we have seen that, people love the product. There may be a reason that they get off of it, but I couldn't tell you the number of times people have reached out to us and said, hey, just like with Rebekah's testimonial of the lady that reached out to her looking for her to get the product. Because the product works, people will get off of it and think, why did I get off of it? This worked. I need to get back on it. This is something that you can feel. In fact, we used to have that as our moniker on the bottle, nutrition that you can feel. And of course, the moniker changed to nutrition that gets in because of the protisome technology. This is the only supplement in the world that we know of that actually 100% of the ingredients get in at the cellular level 100% of the time for the people that were tested in the clinical studies. So it's truly an amazing supplement, as well as all 4 of our supplements, actually, because they're all protisome.
Now, 3-way call.
Okay, so getting back to 3-way calls, I absolutely love doing 3-way calls with you, Abner, because Abner's a businessman, guys. He's an entrepreneur. Abner doesn't waste my time. If Abner calls me, I know he has someone on the other line. Would you say that's correct, Abner?
99% of the time, that's correct.
Yes, 99% of the time. Abner will call me. In fact, he's called me several times this month, and we have closed, I think, 4 out of 4 people that we've talked to, either as a preferred customer or as a partner. In fact, a couple of those are on, and one of them's on today as a preferred customer, and he invited someone on that is looking at the business that has been in relationship marketing and wants to come on board as a partner and get the benefits from the products first and foremost. Because I always say, guys, there is an opportunity here to earn income, substantial income, but, consider your health first. Nothing is more important than your health. It doesn't matter how much money Abner or we have in the bank. If you don't have your health, laying in bed sick all day is not going to do you any good. So we want to help and bless many people here in the U.S. and in Canada, because those are the countries that we have open.
Now, how does Abner do the call, right? What does he do?
Yes, Abner. So share with us about 3-way calling, because you're the expert at this. So share with us what you do.
Well, what I do, I run some ads sometimes. I know that in this community, in the Amish community, we're a very tight community. So if there's ads out there and they see it, after they've seen it a couple times, they get to know the company, or they're familiar with the company. When I approach them, or when somebody else has approached them, it's not a new name if they see some ads out there. So I've been very successful doing that. So when they call me from, they found it out through someone else, or I shared it with them, or they saw my name and number from an ad, I ask them a couple questions to kind of get their interest level, to see where they're at, and if they're ready to, if they truly want more information and possibly start taking the product. So once I know that, it's a serious prospect, I will give Gina a call, let her know who I have on the phone, and then I mute my phone. And then I can kind of go about doing what I'm doing, and I just, sit there and listen, take notes if I need to. And that's really, to me, that's the only way to do this business. I don't need to know anything about the product. I don't have to know what's in it, when it's going to ship, what time it's going to get there. I know most of that stuff, but to me, it's just the third-party credibility, and Gina does probably a better job than anybody else does at it. So I just hand it over to Gina, and she closes the call.
Well, thank you, Abner. And that's my gift and talent, guys. So I tell people, if you do your part and you reach out and you make the initial contact, pick up the phone or meet them over a cup of coffee, make that initial contact, get a video to them, start to expose. Ed says you can't dump the whole load on them, but that's where that BNI Life app comes in, because that's actually third-party credibility too. And the videos are so professional. And like I said, them being able to open that video and you see right away that they've opened it, it's great. Now, Abner, I want to mention you're a unique person. Not everybody out there runs ads. That works for you. The quickest way to build your business is, as you did, work in your warm market, but you're in a unique situation. A lot of the Amish and the Mennonites don't have computers, correct?
Right, correct. Yeah, they go by the paper. And we have a few papers here in this community that are targeted strictly towards the plain communities. So that is their news feed. So it's, that's how they get to hear about what's going on and what's out there.
Yeah, exactly. So you have been successful working in your warm market, number one, and then your extension is using ads. Like Rebekah's extension is she's been successful working in her warm market, but as she's meeting new people like she did in the grocery store, she's getting their information and, moving the ball forward. That's what we all want to do. So in saying that, you do this very well too. You make a friend, you find a need, and you transfer the feeling. And doing that three-way call, we're doing that together. I make new friends all the time. When I talk to one of your prospects, and you know this because I'm still talking to some of your new partners and preferred customers, I put them in my phone and I'll put Abner Fisher because I'm building a relationship with them. And I talk to a lot of people. I may not ever have the opportunity to meet them in person. I certainly hope I do, and that's why we have our yearly conferences, and we hope as many partners can come out as they can. And I know you always attend our conferences, so that's a great way for all of us to network and get together. But that is a key. Treat this like a business like Abner does. He does this every day. He's out there, sharing and caring, And that's really the key to the business.
And I can tell you this, and this is the honest truth. Gina is the happiest when she's talking to one of your people, one of Abner's people, one of Rebekah's. Yeah, one of Rebekah's people, whoever we can help. That's what Gina does on a daily basis. I do things also. I usually do things more behind the scenes than in front of the scenes. But Gina is really, truly happy. She sits in her chair all day waiting for somebody to call her that's got another person on the line so we can expose them to the business.
Well, I'm working while I'm sitting there waiting for the three ways. But that's my gift. I love people. I love teaching. I love helping, and I love sharing. And that's really why you've had success and I've had success, is because we, from the very beginning, Abner, I remember this clearly. When Ed and I were living in New Bern, I was helping to take care of my mother-in-law, who's now 90. And we did a lot of three-way calls in the very beginning. We were working 10, 12-hour days, and we were excited. We were reaching out to our people. And I'm going to throw this little nugget out there for the brand new people. Just hang on, because it's even going to get better. I know Bill and Steve and Jeff have been working behind the scenes. They're going to be coming out with another incredible breakthrough protozoan product that will be available within the next 2 months. And that's going to be a game changer. We're going to be able to reach people of all ages that can use this supplement and will actually love it. So, and it's not a Me Too product, Abner. That's what's exciting. And you're going to be one of the beneficiaries from building Victory Nutrition to be able to experience it prior than anyone else, because we're going to be making a trip down to Fort Myers, Florida, for the Directors and Above event towards the end of April. So I'm excited about it. I know you are. I know you're going to bring an RV load down of people, and so we got a lot to look forward to. So Abner, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, as well as Ed, for taking time today to be with us on the call. Please tell Sarah we said hello. And I know she's got an extra little baby in there today. She's babysitting, so she's watching 8 kids today while you're out here talking to us. So we appreciate you. We love you. And we're here if you need us.
Thank you, Gina. I really appreciate it. You're probably the biggest reason for my success, along with everyone else up the chain. So I'm more excited today than I was 6 years ago when I signed up.
That's fantastic. Awesome. Well, we're here to help. And guys, we're going to end the call. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. We love you. If you need us, reach out to us. And we hope you have a blessed weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Abner. And thank you, Rebekah. Talk soon.